In this video, I'm going to talk about how important it is for parents to have patience with their child, not only their child, but the entire family. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andrew. You can call me Uncle Drizzy. I grew up in an abusive home. My parents, they fought almost every day. I was the only child, and my dad lacked patience and he was very short-tempered. If you could relate to me, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming out with new videos every week on stories of my childhood, my teenage years. Growing up, my mom was very patient. She never rushed me to do anything. She was calm, she was gentle, and she was understanding. My dad, on the other hand, he was very impatient. He had a very short temper. When you mix impatience with short-tempered, that is very dangerous. Whenever we go somewhere, let's say like a party, we go to dinner, we have to go grab groceries, something that's not very time sensitive. My dad, he would just wait outside, wait in the car for me and my mom. And sometimes I would be in the car waiting for him. And if my mom's still in the house and I'm in the house too, he would come in and just like yell at my mom, "Hurry up! What are you doing? If you don't go now, I'm not gonna go. Why do I always have to wait for you?" If I'm in the car with him, he would honk the horn. And if my mom comes in, for the next 15-20 minutes, they would be arguing about having to wait for her. Now, I would understand if, let's say we were late for a flight, we were late for like a very important appointment, if we had to be somewhere at a certain time, otherwise something very important would be missed out. But that wasn't the case. This was every time. Like, doesn't matter where we go. If he had to wait, let's say for over 5-10 minutes, then he would get mad. Like, he would just basically yell and scream and blow up. And that also carries on with like road rages. When people are driving too slow in front of him, he would make a comment. He would like yell, scream at them, say, "Oh, stupid guy is so slow, blah blah blah." Even like we're waiting at a parking lot, let's say we go to Costco, you know how these people, they take forever to load their cars, push the grocery cart back. He would just say, "Man, this guy's so slow. What is he doing? I can't believe this guy is such a pig, like a slow pig." If he calls me, I'm upstairs, I can't hear him, and he has to call me 2 or 3 times. By the second time, he would be pissed. If I didn't hear him the first 2 times and I finally came downstairs and say, "Hey, what?" And then he would just be like, "What are you doing? Are you deaf? Why didn't you hear me? Why didn't you reply?" Sorry guys, it's tough for me to recall these memories because I bury them, like I try to bury them, suppress it, and try not to think about these. And that's why I could only do like a video a week. I can't talk too much about it because it makes me a little depressed and it just kind of wears out on me. But anyways, and usually when he calls me, it would be because he wanted me to help him do something or find something. Let's say he couldn't find the remote, or to help him look for something that's misplaced. I would be kind of nervous / freaking out / scared because I needed to find it quick. If I don't find it within his time frame, which is very short, he would snap at me. He would be like, hurry up, like, why are you taking so long? Like, find it, do it faster." And that's why I realized I hate doing stuff for him. That's why I don't like to do anything for him. So when I was little, when I was, a teenager, still staying at the house, I'm so sensitive when he calls my name. Like, I could hear it from a mile away. Like, I could just like hear a little bit pitch of my name. I would, jump up and run downstairs and see what he needed. A lot of times I would actually just imaginarily hear him calling out my name, even though he didn't call it. It kind of like messed with my head. There were many times where I go down there and say, "Hey, did you call me?" And he said, "Nope." He didn't have patience to teach me anything. And whenever he tried to teach me something, he never teach me, actually. He just say, "See, look at this. You do it. Okay, do it." And if I have trouble doing it, he'll just, "No, not like that, like this. Why are you doing it like that? Stop doing that." Or, "How can you be so stupid? he would often like bite his teeth and like just totally lose it whenever he teaches me anything. He would never explain anything to me. He would lose his patience like on the second attempt, really. Growing up, I always didn't want to learn anything from him, and I would avoid asking him any questions. So the effect that these had on me when I was a kid was that I was very anxious. I was very nervous around my dad. I often rushed things. Let's say I'm going through a drive-through and I'm in line behind some guy and he's taking longer than usual. I would be very impatient. I would like start thinking, crazy thoughts, and I would, make comments. If my wife's around, I was like, oh, what is this guy doing? Is he stupid or something? And when it's my turn at a drive-through, I would be talking to the person taking an order, and in the back of my mind, I'm worried that the guy behind me is waiting for me. So I'm like trying to, read the menu real quick and try to rush my order. And, not only at drive-throughs, just this past week, I went to a national park and there was a line to get in to pay. And then I wanted to ask, what are some good stops where I could push a stroller around? But on the back of my mind, I was just, worried that I was taking too much of both her time and the person behind us, that I totally forgot of asking her that question. And I ended up wasting like an extra half an hour looking at maps and getting lost and trying to figure out what stops are suitable for strollers. When I'm talking to like a stranger, whether it's in person or on the phone, I'm always, in a rush to hang up on them or leave, because back of my head, I'm worried that, my time is not valuable enough for them. They probably have something better to do. So here are some of my solutions to this problem. It's really tough to have an impatient parent or parents. There's not much you could do to escape it. However, I hope my stories could help you identify with some of the issues. It may not be so obvious to you, but now that you could identify it, you will know how to not let it affect you as much. And for me to avoid that problem is for me to put myself outside of the situation so I don't get myself in trouble. What I do now is, if we gotta go somewhere, I wouldn't be the first person in the car. I would wait for my wife to have one foot out of the door before I start heading out, or I would wait until she's all the way in the car before I go out. So with that, I don't have to wait in the car and get frustrated. Before, I would always drive in the most left lane, with the fast lane. Now I would just, cruise in the middle or in the slower lanes. And that keeps me from having these, anxiety, always looking at the rear view mirror, to make sure nobody's behind me. So I would just drive slower now. And as for being nervous and having anxiety for people waiting on you, you just say to yourself, hey, the guy behind me, I don't know them. I'll never see him again. They probably have even more questions than me. And if I rush through this and I miss out on some questions that I need to ask myself and get some answers, then it's gonna take me double or triple the time than if I had not rushed myself. And if you feel like you need that parent to teach you something because it's really crucial, you really want to learn how to do it, and you fear that they're impatient or they're gonna lash out at you, ask them to write it down for you. Or even better, ask them to make a video of it, show you how to do it. So you don't have to keep on asking them how it's done. You could go and hit the rewind and play it again. And if you were ever in my position where they want you to help them with something, help them find something, help them do something, what I would do different is I would go to my dad and say, okay, I could help you do this, but are you gonna get mad if I don't find it? Are you gonna yell at me if I take too long? I would stand up and ask and let them know that if I was gonna help them do something, then they should be nice about it. They shouldn't be rushing me, yelling at me. If I ask them that and they say, oh, or what are you gonna do? Then I would say, well, then I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. You could find it yourself. Because what is he gonna do? He's gonna yell at you, right, for you to say that. But he's gonna yell at you anyway if you take too long. So what's the difference? I know parents could be intimidating. They strike fear in you and keep you on your toes, but it's not right. And sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, because if the consequences are the same whether you obey them or not, don't obey them. Tell them no. If they're gonna get violent with you, they're gonna hit you and smack you, you just gotta report them to Child Protection Services and get them in trouble, because they could yell at you for saying no, but they should not, absolutely, they should not be able to lay their hands on you for saying no, especially when they make it so hard for you to say yes. And I hope that you find this information useful. Now, if you enjoy my message, please give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say about what you're going through, please leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel for more stories, and I'll see you on the next video.